What's good, everybody? My name is Ashley from whatever this podcast is called because I honestly don't know yet because, that's actually one of the things that we're going to be figuring out in this podcast. And I'm also going to be sharing some stories with you guys and some interesting studies that have been going on. So let's get into this. Okay, guys, so like I said, I need to find a name for this podcast because I seriously do not know yet. So I'm gonna jump into Google Chrome so we can find a name for this. We're just gonna use an online name generator. It's kind of weird, but this guy named Ziovo did it, and he has a lot of subscribers. Let me just pull this microphone a little bit closer to my face. I'm sorry if you hear some stuff now. But let's just look up online I need to turn the screen recorder on. So let me just do this real fast. Let's see, screen recorder, start recording, and record. So this is kind of a podcast, but at the same time, stuff like this happens. Sometimes I show photos. It's kind of weird, kind of different. It's like in between of a podcast and a video. And I'm still posting this on YouTube. This is the first. My phone keeps ringing because I have this math market thing. I'll explain that a little bit later. But so let's go ahead and search online name generator. I think I spelled that wrong. I don't know. Let's see. Username, it's either Spinkso or that other one, like Spinkso. I think it's Spinkso. Yeah, it's this one. This is my favorite online name generator, and I use it sometimes. So let's see. Name or nickname. My name is Ashley. Things you like. Let's see. Let's say podcast. I can never spell podcast. I do not know why. So podcast. Things, that would be good in the name. I'll just say that. Important words, none. What are you like? Chill. I guess. Hobbies. Podcast. Yeah, I spelled it right. Numbers. I don't like numbers in my name. So let's spin. See what we get. So we got, let's see, Chillimo. That's so bad. Ashley podcast, Edgy Chill podcast. Guys, this is now called the Edgy Chill podcast. No, I'm just kidding. Podite podcast. No, none of these are good. Not one of these is good. So I'm just gonna go with welpTV because welp is like one of my favorite words. It's so fun to say. Welp. And it's like a combination of well and shoot. Wait. I'm trying to think. What's it a combination of? It's a combination of well. I don't remember. Hold on. Let me just look up whelp real fast. Whelp. Let's see. Whelp. Spelling of well representing an informal pronunciation typically, sorry, I'm horrible at pronouncing words. Actually, that's not true at all. I'm so good at pronouncing words, but when I have pressure on me like this, I get really bad. Sorry. And my voice sounds kind of weird. It's not going to sound like this. It sounds like I'm tired. I am super tired. I am filming this, super tired. But anyways, I'm usually really good at pronouncing words. I don't know how people can't pronounce specifically. That's so easy to say. They're specifically or something like that. So I'm so confused why I can't say typically, and I just said it because now I'm warmed up because I've been talking. So typically used to convey resignation or disappointment. Yeah, welp, spring break is pretty much over. Welp is like welp because sometimes I play video games and then I pretend like I'm a YouTube gamer. And I'm like, welpTV is my username. That's literally my username on all of the video games I play. So guys, that's kind of sad. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to use welpTV as the podcast name. So this is welpTV, guys. You're watching welpTV. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, now it's time for story time. This is my favorite part of the podcast, but I need to find a different name because there's so many like YouTube videos online that are like, okay guys, so this is story time now. Like they can't come up with another name. I need to come up with another name. There is no way I am using story time because there are so many. There's like at least like thousands of story time YouTubers of just these random girls online saying, oh my gosh, I almost got killed, or something really dramatic that happens, and it's not really that dramatic. But anyways, guys, it's been an interesting day. So first off, I didn't take the bus because my mom was visiting. Like, my mom was just out of town, okay? So, and my dad was at work. So, I didn't take the bus. I went home with my friend. So, that was, like, the first thing that was different than a normal day, okay? So, that makes it interesting, obviously. So, when I got home, I realized there was no key, okay? There was no key, so there was no way for my sister and I to get in. So, we live kind of close to, like, a Circle K and a Starbucks, so I'm like, okay, why don't we just walk to Starbucks, get our homework done, and then when our mom comes home, she can just, like, pick us up and stuff like that. So, we were gonna do that, so I was gonna call my mom to tell her that we were walking to Starbucks, because if she came home and didn't see us, she'd kind of panic. So I looked in my backpack, and my phone wasn't in my backpack, and so I called my phone on my sister's phone, and it was not ringing in my backpack. So that means I had left my phone at school, and that's so weird because my other friend had left, or not left, but she had like lost her phone that same day at school. So yeah, but that's like interesting so far, right? So then my sister comes back and she's like, oh, Ashley, we can go through the window. So that's better, right? So yeah, but luckily when I got inside, on my iPod, my friend had texted me saying that he had found my phone, so that's good. But like this is like the second time I've lost my phone. Like I'm a pretty responsible person. I'm not one to like crack my phone, because some of my friends have their phones cracked. I'm like, how do you have your phone cracked? Like my sister, my phone was only cracked once, and that's because my sister cracked it, like completely shattered it, and it wouldn't even turn on, so we had to bring it to the Apple store, and I couldn't even have it for like 2 months. So that really sucked. So yeah, that was because of my sister, and she didn't even like get in any trouble. If I kid you not, if I cracked my sister's phone, I would have gotten in so much trouble, probably because my parents would have thought I did it on purpose, but they didn't think she did it on purpose. So that's how like my sister and I are different. So the next story is I can't, oh my gosh, I can't talk. So I joined my school TV program. So it's like they broadcast every day, and they also make videos and stuff. So at school, at my school, like I'm in 7th grade, so at school, kids cuss or curse or whatever you want to say. It's, they just say curse words, okay? Bad words. So I say cuss, but some people say curse. So I am an editor for next year. I like editing stuff. Like, as you can tell, I like editing. So I help out with some of these stuff this year because it's good practice for next year. So it's great and all. It's really fun. But whenever, like, they cuss in the studio, because we work in a studio, whenever they cuss in the studio, the 8th graders, this one guy says, guys, stop. There's kids around, and it bugs me so much because they are literally 1 year older than us. Why are you calling us kids? You're literally 14 years old and we're 13. Like, seriously, that's the most annoying thing ever. They're like, guys, stop cussing. There's kids around. That is so annoying. Oh my gosh. It annoys me so much. It's just so annoying. So yeah, that's just, I cannot deal with that. It's like, it's not going to make me quit the TV program, because I'm not going to be with him all year, because he's moving on to high school next year, but it seriously just bugs me so much. Okay. So I decided that I probably need some sort of information that you can get out of this podcast. So I've been researching, and I found a very interesting article online. So basically, it's by Paula Thompson, and basically It's about how C students can be successful. So she claims these are three of her best points that I found in the article. So the first point is they can focus on what they love instead of focusing on what's it called? Oh, what's it called? Like memorizing unnecessary information. And this makes sense. So that's the first one. The second one is A students study unnecessary stuff while C students build allies and communicate with dozens of people. So that's the second thing. And then the third one is they enjoy life instead of being stressed with tests and stuff. So what do you guys think of this? Say what you think in the comments down below. I'm going to say what I think of this right now. So she says, first point, focus on what they love instead of memorizing unnecessary information. So this has taken me some time to understand. So you guys can probably agree in school you memorize some unnecessary information, like in math, but yeah, there is some I can't talk, unnecessary information in math you have to memorize. I can completely agree with that. But some of the stuff that kids think is unnecessary to learn actually isn't necessary. Like in history, we learn about history so we don't repeat it. I think some stuff that you memorize in history is also unnecessary. Jeez, like memorizing all the little dates of when things happened. I don't think that's necessary. I do support the fact that we learn about, like, I live in the US. I do support the fact that we learn about the United States history and also about, like, not just the United States, but a lot of other people's histories. Like, in history right now, I'm learning about Martin Luther. I do support the fact about learning about him. You guys, if you guys don't know who he is, you should look him up. I do support that. So this point I do agree with, but I think some people don't understand what is unnecessary information and what isn't. So the second point is A students study unnecessary stuff, like she was saying in the first point, while C students build allies and communicate with dozens of people. So when you see a C student in college, do you think of somebody that is an entrepreneur, making their ideas, just loves life, doesn't really care about school, and it's getting their name out there and stuff? Because that's not what I think of at all. When I think of a C student, I generally think of somebody, like, I'm not trying to be offensive. I think you guys can agree with me, but when I see a C student, it's because I think she's applying this to high school students. When I see a C student, I said that 3 times. Let me just get to the point. This is the 4th time I'm saying it. When I see a C student, I see somebody that does not care about school. Maybe is like a big gamer, just doesn't care about their future. I seriously don't think of somebody that's an entrepreneur. So I'm going to have to disagree with the second claim. So the third claim is they enjoy life instead of being stressed with tests and stuff. So this one I can kind of agree with. They enjoy life instead of being stressed with tests. Yeah, I can see that. So yeah, they're enjoying life, but they're not finishing high school. So yeah, that's not that good. I'm not saying you need to finish high school, but I'm not saying you have to be successful if you want to finish high school, but you probably should finish high school. So next, guys, let's get back to the story time. Even though I'm going to find another word for it right now, I'm just using story time. So this is about how my dad forgot me at a gas station. So I don't really think this is his fault. I think this is mine. So basically, one day I was going to pick up my sister from gymnastics with my dad. I was sitting in the back seat, right? So my dad puts the gas, no, he doesn't even get gas. He just goes into the gas station for a Red Bull, right? So he goes into the gas station, and I'm like, wait, what if I can, like, go into the, like, stay at the gas station while he goes away? So he goes into the gas station, and then after he goes in, he goes to the back of the store, and then I sneak in, and then he goes out, and then he drives away. And he forgets me at the gas station. I'm like, wow, this really worked. I thought it was kind of funny. And then I called him on my phone, and then he's like, I'm like, Dad, I'm not in the car. And then he's like, oh. And then he comes back, like, really fast. Oh my god, that was hilarious. But I was actually getting kind of scared because sometimes when we go to pick up my sister, sometimes my dad doesn't bring his phone, so I was kind of scared because he would like be freaking out about where I was. But so on the whole car ride going to my sister, like after he got me, I'm like, Dad, I was scared because sometimes you don't bring your phone, and he's like, No, I would have gone back to the gas station because that's the last place you were. So I thought that was kind of funny. That was really cool. Like I'm saying, my dad leaving me at a gas station is cool. He's not a bad dad. I love him so much, and I also do love my mom. But I thought that was just hilarious. So talking about my dad, I seriously hope right now he doesn't come home for like at least the next 10 minutes because he took my sister to gym, like my sister to gym like 30 minutes ago. And I really don't like to film or record when my parents are home. Like anybody else that does this, like I'm in seventh grade, so I'm like 12 years old. I forgot how old I was, but yeah. So I like it might change when you're older, like you're 15. But I seriously don't like filming or recording when my parents are home because it's so awkward. Like when I film when they're home, I feel like I make them have to be quiet without doing anything. Like I don't go up to them and say, "Can you be quiet?" I say that to my sister because I know she won't care, but I feel awkward doing that because I'm making them have to change what they're doing so I can do what I'm doing. Because if they hear me filming, they're probably going to be like, oh, she's filming. I should probably be quiet so it's easier for her. So, yeah, like, oh my gosh. I looked into Audacity and this is 16 minutes long, guys. 16 minutes long. Wow, I need to wrap this up. I thought this would be like 10 minutes long. I think I'm rambling on so much. Okay, so yeah, I think it's kind of awkward. So, I just have one more thing to say. So, this one is really long. Actually, I think I'm going to say that in the next episode. I'm going to say that in the next episode because it's already 16 minutes long. Like when I'm recording, it's 16 minutes, but with editing, it's probably going to be even longer because I have to put a segment in at the beginning. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this video. So, this is my first time podcasting, so I have a lot to learn, but hopefully you'll want to stick with me along the ride. I really hope I made a good intro and have good background music because that's going to be there for the whole season. Anyways, guys, next time I'll probably have some new segments, though I'm going to keep the storytime part, but I need to rename storytime. Because I find like I would enjoy story time myself. I'm still rambling on. I have to end this. So this is kind of an abrupt ending. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys and girls later. And this has been Ashley from whatever this is called. This is called welpTV. Yeah, I'll see you guys and girls later. And this has been Ashley from welpTV. This is so long. I need to end this.